Welcome back to class number 6, the Nasterclass. As I burp, sorry. I just had some coffee. I probably shouldn't have drank coffee so close. You know you're talking. Anyway, I'm okay now. Thank you. Espresso too, and you know me with espresso. Boom. Let's go, baby. Class number 6. You just have to laugh when you're going through cancer. Kind of a bold statement to make, isn't it? Well, I know it is, but I'm going to prove it. I get a phone call from Barbara Johnson. Now, it's not the Barbara Johnson you all know of, the Christian singer and the writer. Different Barbara Johnson. I'm in my office working on a book, and the call goes this fast. She's from South Carolina, and I say, hello. Hello, David, this is Barbara Johnson. You don't know me, but Pete from Sprint, the guy that bought the book from you last week at the Sprint Center. Anyway, David, I'm the one he sent the book to. How you doing? This is Barbara Johnson. Anyway, David, I'm in chemotherapy right now on my second breast tumor. And David, I'm reading your book and laughing. David, that book is funny. And you know, cancer patients, we do not need. Matter of fact, David, I'm laughing so hard right now. The other people here getting chemotherapy in the same room are going, what's in her chemo? I want some of hers. Anyway, David, you know, a lot of people tell us cancer patients we have to laugh. We know that. We don't need a lecture. This book makes us laugh, David. It makes me laugh. Thank you very much. Hey, David, do you do public presentations? Yes, ma'am, I do. Well, then I will be in touch. Thank you. Click. That's how fast the conversation went. 9 months later, yours truly is hired by Barbara Johnson, and I'm standing on stage at the Presidio in San Francisco with breast cancer patients, men and women. By the way, I didn't know men get breast cancer, but I found out. Buddy of mine, Dick Schultz, who told me later on after I was talking about this, about going to the breast cancer place, a foundation, he said, Naster, I had breast cancer. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, yeah. He said, I had a mastectomy 1 week, 2 weeks before the woman I'd been married to for 14 years that I adored divorced me because she couldn't deal and handle me having breast cancer. And I said, Dick, what'd you do? He goes, well, here's what I told people. I had a divorce 1 week. I had a mastectomy the next week. I lost 3 boobs in 2 weeks. That's Dick Schultz. May he rest in peace. Actually, his cancer did come back 6 years later. What a great, wonderful man. All these people that I share the stories with give us stories of how humor and laughter helps us move through the difficult time we go back. Back to Barbara Johnson. What a character she is. Barbara Johnson told me when she was going through her second breast tumor, she kept traveling. She was a CFO for the Gap. And when they flew her to certain places, they wouldn't fly first class, only coach. She said, they called the platinum and first class people on one flight. And she said, David, I just walked, handed them my coach ticket. And before they told me I couldn't board with everybody else, I just pulled my wig off and said, chemo, bad day, thank you. Grabbed the ticket and walked down the jetway. And nobody ever stopped her. That's Barbara Johnson. And she's sitting over to my left when I'm on stage. And right before I went on, I said, Barbara, you sure this is okay? She goes, David, I love your message. I've read your book. I saw you some of your videos on YouTube. David, you're funny. Just do your presentation. If anybody gets upset, and they walk out, don't you get upset, because a lot of times this is hitting up certain pings and emotions, and they have a hard time laughing or don't think it. But anyway, David, just go ahead. Boy, I'm glad she told me that, because there was one woman who I could tell was upset and left, but thank goodness Barbara told me. But I got to tell you, the majority of men and women, almost all of them there, were just alive and laughing and having fun. And oh, did they teach me about why you have to laugh when you're going through breast cancer. This one woman came up to you and said, David, after my mastectomy, I had so much fun with my prosthesis. Before my reconstructive surgery started, I would take it out 30 minutes before I went to bed, hand it to my husband, and go, here, honey, why don't you go play with it and get started? I know it takes a little time to get ready. I'll be in there in 30 minutes. You get good and ready. I'll see you in 30. Isn't that great? Another woman, possibly the most poignant story I've ever heard about how humor and laughter helps. She called me off to the side. She goes, David, I'm 72 years old. My name's not important, but I think my story is. Man, was she right. She said, I went up to my female doctor, the first appointment after my mastectomy, and I said, Doctor, I'm assuming since I just have one breast, I get 50% off on this visit. Is that true? And I said, ma'am, that is a great line. I'm a comedian. I got to know, did your doctor laugh? She said, I don't know, David. I didn't do it for her. I did it for me. That's why you do it. You do it for yourself, because the avalanche of emotion will happen, we've talked about before. And the way you stop that avalanche of fear, of sadness, even anger, boom, is to think funny. And when you think funny, you're no longer thinking that way. You laugh, You feel good. You're rebooted. You have a little bit better attitude of approaching the difficult problem that you have ahead and what you're going through. This next story I'm going to tell you is priceless. I did my presentation on a cruise ship, and afterwards I'm standing at my book table, and a woman came up to me. She goes, David, just read my shirt. And the shirt read, "Of course these are fake. My real ones tried to kill me." And she looked at me and goes, "Isn't that great? Isn't that great?" Now there's a woman laughing at herself with no shame that she's walking around with fake boobs because she had a double mastectomy and could care less, and she's happy and proud, removes the shame. And then she told me about her sister. She said, "David, my sister Rowena also had a mastectomy." And she said after she recovered, we all went bowling. We all loved to bowl. David, she nailed strike after strike after strike, came back after the third strike, sat down and started laughing, goes, "You know what, ladies? I'm going to have the doctor lop the other one off, and I'm going pro." When you laugh at yourself, you heal any emotional emotions. Look, I tried to be serious right there, but that's it. You get it. You see what's happening. When you have the ability to think funny and laugh what you're going through, you turn down the volume and intensity of the emotion. You get that. I hope you can find a way, what you're going through, that you find a way, I can find some humor in this. And you know why you laugh at it a lot of times? You laugh at it because it's not funny. You laugh at it, as my great friend Paul Nauberger told me, and I'll keep repeating this, you laugh is a way to navigate through your emotions. Think funny. Keep laughing. Stay amused. The next Naster class coming up is a little more lighthearted about the importance of when you make a mistake and why you just have to laugh at yourself. See you next time.